discussions. We were discussing sugar with Mr. Tulsian, and he pointed out that the commodity is indicating signs of a turnaround. Let's check out how the sugar producers feel, especially because they've had such a rough time last 3 years. Joining us now is Mr. M. Manickam, Executive Vice Chairman at Sakthi Sugars. Morning, Mr. Manickam. Thank you very much for joining us. Well, first, on the terrain itself, sugar prices at long last have gone up by about 12-13 rupees a kilo. What is the break-even now looking like? Are you all making money on every additional kilo of sugar you sell?
Not yet. We are stopping to bleed now. In fact, our break-even is about 34 rupees, even with the last year's cane price. So we are around 28, 29 now. We're still about 4 to 5 rupees away, but it's a far cry from the 15 rupees that we were losing earlier. So it is definitely better in terms of cash. And we expect that the prices will get above the break-even by about March, April. So I think this next 1 or 2 years is going to be good. There's going to be a shortage globally, and there is going to be some kind of pressure on sugar prices globally as well.
Okay, what exactly are the prices in the domestic market now, Mr. Manickam, and how much have they gone up by, say, in the last 1 month or so?
See, right now, I think NCDEX is around 2900 to 29 to 30 rupees. And in the last month, I think they moved up by about 3 to 4 rupees.
But going forward, given that the production is expected to decline next year, because we understand that a lot of farmers are shifting to other crops, what's the expectation as far as production itself is concerned next year?
See, next year, definitely the production is going down because of drought, particularly the El Nino factor. The drought in rest of India, except for south, you will have lower plantings in the current year. So next year, definitely we are having lower production. That is a given. The unknown is the current year's production, whether we are going to be doing 27 million or 24 million, depending on the estimates of various agencies. So it's actually, that's the only thing which is kind of an unknown at this point of time.
But will it help this improvement in the demand-supply dynamics? Will it help pull you all into the black at least? Mr. Manickam, this is what now, a 4 or 5 year run with red on your balance sheet, on your P&L.
I think this has been the worst run that I've seen. Normally the down cycle lasts about 2 or 3 years, but this time it's about 5 years we've been really losing our shirts. But I think now it is turning around, and probably the turnaround is fairly good. With the floods coming in Brazil that we have seen in the last 2 days, you might actually have production in the world market take a dip again. So it is looking good. El Nino basically is, I think, much stronger than what happened in 2009. So we think that it'll be a good turnaround this time.
So FY17 is a green year? Or black, if you please?
Yes, definitely yes. Definitely yes.
Okay. What's the accumulated?
We should be looking at FY17.
What's the accumulated debt?
See, right now we have about 1,000 crores debt in total. But if we are performing well, we should be in a position to take care of this. I mean, as long as we are above break-even, I don't think, because our top line can be almost about to 1,500 crores if we are running at full capacity.
Okay, just wanted to understand, why have the sugar prices risen so much in the last couple of months? I mean, isn't there still a large amount of surplus in the godowns, or large opening stock as it is called?
Yeah, see, the opening stock or closing stock, let's say for the current year, could be as high as about 7 to 9 million, depending on the various estimates that you're looking at. The minimum stock required closing September 30th is roughly about 6 million, because October, November, December are non-producing months. So we need to stock for that. So you can actually take, let's say, the bottom stock that's required by India is minimum 6 to 6.5 millions. So we are now coming closer to about that bottom stock. So the prices are moving up. And if somewhere to believe the lower production of 24 million estimates, then definitely we'll be hitting the lower stock.
All right. Mr. Manickam, thank you very much for joining us with your perspective of what the sugar industry can expect in the coming year. Have a great 2016 yourself. Thank you for joining us today. Well, we've gone on for a goodish bit. Let's take a break. We are leaving the markets in very, very flat terrain, a marginal red on Bank Nifty. Back in a minute, we'll also give you some commodity strategy.